Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols. I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth, and today we have the biggest Bible that Cambridge has to offer. This is known as a folio Bible. Now, why do we have folio Bibles? Today it doesn't make as much sense as it used to, but back in the day, everyone couldn't afford a Bible. Bibles weren't readily available, so the church would have a big folio Bible, which we now come to know as the Pulpit Bible or the Lectern Bible. Now, this is a big boy. It is 11 inches tall, 10 inches wide, and just about 4 inches thick. So let's take a look at some of the details. I just thought maybe you'd want to see something like this. Pretty cool. This Bible is just a little over 50 years old. And here is the spine, and you can see, look at those big, nice tool lines, a little extra work, just a little bit of extras stamped in, Holy Bible, Cambridge. Really, really well done. This, they did not spare any detail. Now, this is a hardback, and what I think, now I'm not positive, but I think this is a bonded leather overboard. It does have a big, thick tool line right here. Really nice pebbly grain. I did give this a little bit of conditioning because there were some spots that were worn, and I wanted to go ahead and clean those up. But this Bible was used. I'm going to show you some things that indicate that. First of all, we have 3 ribbons. I'd highly doubt these were bearers from it. Check it out. They've got them cut kind of triangular rather than at a single angle. So I thought that was kind of cool. This one's in a bit rough shape, just because of the way I guess it's been stored in the Bible. But you can see that one has the double kind of triangle look there as well. So let's take a look at the liner. This is a paper liner, but check this out. Instead of an edge lining, you see they've got some sort of bookbinder's tape on the outside here. And check out the design going around the perimeter here. It's just really beautiful, really well done. They didn't spare any detail on this. So now when we get into the book block, this is where it gets pretty interesting. So we have a presentation page. And check this out. This was presented to Royal Oak, Cumberland Presbyterian Church by Mr. and Mrs. J.W. Hedgepeth on October 19th of 1969. So we're talking like 54 years ago this Bible was presented. So I don't know what year the Bible was made. It doesn't give you a lot of information, but check this out. It has the founders. This is the founding members of the church. And then it has some church locations. So this is where they met. So this is a local church here in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, or was. And then they have some of the pastors of the church on down the line. So a little bit of interesting history here of a local church. The rest of this is blank, ministers ordained. But once you get into the actual text block, you have your title page. What's interesting is this paper is very thick. It's also very easy to tear. I had to do some document repair on a couple pages here, but you can feel the text. Like you can tell this is printed on with like some sort of older ink that they don't use today. I almost feel like you could rub it off if you wanted to, but you can feel like Holy Bible. Like if I was to close my eyes, I can feel that lettering. Pretty slick. But the title page doesn't give me any indication of the year. But once we get into the introductory material, this is the letter to King James, sort of stating the purpose of the King James Version. This is the note to the translators. And the reason I have this marked is because I want to show you something. It's really hard to see because it's down in there, but that is overcast stitched. I'll show you where it's in another spot in the back as well. But this is a pretty big font. I'm guessing probably about a 14, just if I was taking a wild guess. But again, you can feel every word on the page. It's so cool the way this thing is printed. So once you get past the to the reader and you get into the actual text of the Bible, let's just get to the very beginning in Genesis chapter 1. So we have the first book of Moses called Genesis. And then we have our textual notes and our references right here in the center, double column, verse by verse layout, has pilcrows to indicate when a new paragraph starts. So really slick. I just thought this was quite beautiful. I do feel like these pages could be very brittle over time. And then once you get kind of in the middle, let's move into the Psalms here. You get into the poetic settings. You can see this thing is used. There's some coffee stains or something that's on the gilding. Oh, I didn't show you the gilding. We'll check that out in just a second. But you see the poetic settings don't look all too different than the prose settings. These are a little more justified on both sides, where the Psalms are more right justified. It does sneak way down in that gutter in the middle. When you get to the New Testament, you see the words of Christ are in black. This is really beautiful. Kind of a neat little piece of history here, and a nice little piece of local church history with the presentation pages filled out. Also something I saw, let's get to Matthew chapter 28, because I thought this was neat. Someone highlighted it. So important. And then this is where I did the document repair. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I used that line code document repair tape because this was torn pretty significantly. And I was able to fix that where you almost can't tell. Once you get to the back, after you get through the Bible, we've got this marked because I wanted to show you this. This is a little bit better view of that overcast stitching. You can see it right there. And that is to kind of protect that book block from falling apart. The first and last signatures tend to be the weakest point in the Bible, so they kind of reinforce that. Once you get past the book of Revelation, you don't have anything. You have some blank pages. I don't know what these numbers here indicate, but these are actually stamped on. They're not printed on that smooth. Just like this, you can feel the lettering. That's it, no maps. Once you get to the back, I just thought maybe you'd like to see a cool little book. Ugh! This thing weighs over 10 pounds by the way I weighed it. You can see the gilding is thrashed, but it was actually at one point gilded. I can't imagine what this thing looked like brand new, but this is a beautiful Bible. I thought you'd like to see a folio Bible, kind of understand the history behind it a little bit, and kind of thought that you'd be interested in older Cambridge. God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nichols Word.